Well, when I first got here 9 years ago, this is going into my 9th football season, it was very, very small. There were about 4 or 5 student managers, 5 student managers, myself and Robert. And now we have a full staff, myself, Robert, and we have 13 or 14 student managers helping us out for football.
Having as many students as we do to work at practice is really a need more than it is a want, because our coaches, each one has their own manager, and we use the chains for both fields. We also have the clock going for the play clock. We also have it going for the practice. And doing laundry at the end of the day, it just makes our day go a little bit quicker. You know, being a student manager is more than being a towel boy. How they're perceived, you know, and make sure it used to be like a water boy, because they have to spot the balls, they have to follow the script, and they control the clock out there on practice. So we have to make sure we're where we're supposed to be. So they're a little more involved in what people really think they are.
We put 150% of our, bodies and hearts into this program, like any one of those 105 players that are out there as coaches. We're here every day sweating and working, and there's a lot of extra work that goes into it. You're here late, you're here early. You're doing work that most people would just look at and wouldn't want to do.
You do have to have a little bit of foresight and a little forward thinking sometimes, because on the practice field things change, and you have to have the ability to work in a fluid environment, because Coach O'Leary may change things on the script, and we have to adjust, and we have to adjust pretty quickly.
If we didn't have these student managers, which is really the bloodline of what the equipment department is, there'd be a lot of screaming going on, because things would not be set up when it should be, and things would not be ran up to the specs of what Coach O'Leary wanted to do.
A daily day for an equipment manager is get up early, get to practice about the same time the players do, around 7:30, and we get inside, we go into our equipment room, make sure nothing needs done.
Any changes to the practice script, we go over then, but then they head on out to the field, because we like to have the field set up at least an hour before practice.
We set up everything, get our individual drills set up for each coach so they don't have anything to worry about when they get on the field.
Practice begins at 9 o'clock. Kickers sometimes come out early to kick and get loose, and all of my guys are active in special teams and helping the specialists get around, whether it be timing kicks, just catching punts and field goals, just to make everything transition smoother. We
basically stay prepared for everybody else, so they have less to worry about, because the players and the coaches already have a lot on their plates.
We begin practice at 9, practice from 9 to 11.
And when practice is over, our job doesn't end. We got a lot of cleanup to do. We take care of all the laundry, all the players' equipment needs, helmets, shoulder pads, and then our weeks go on 7 days a week. We set up for game day.
Game days, it gets a little more intense than any other day of the week, because at that point we do not have time for mistakes. We have to have it ready, especially on the road. We can't forget what we take. We have to always have it there and have plenty of it. We have to deal with the weather, as in last week we had to deal with a lot of weather.
We prepare the stadium and the locker room so that there's nothing to worry about when the team when they arrive and show up. You don't want any distractions when you're on a trip.
They do a lot and don't get enough credit. They're always out there moving our equipment on game day and doing all these little things that we need to get done so that we're ready for game day.
To work in this profession, you have to have a passion. You can't do it because you want money or you just want to be there. You have to have a passion, because there's long hours, and there's also a lot of intense moments on the practice field as well as a game, and knowing where you're supposed to be and not supposed to be. And
coaches rely on us to help set up drills for them. And I'd like to say that I have a really good staff this year. They've helped to ease the transition for a lot of our coaches this year.
Hey Knight fans, this is Jordan Ray. Come out and support the UCF Knights in the Bright House Stadium September 29th versus Missouri.